What are 10 things that you should be doing if you want to get a Scrum Master job within 90 days? Within 90 days, yes, within 90 days. I'm going to tell you why I say within 90 days. What you need to do is stay close to the end. I know it's been a while I put a video, and one of the reasons it's also because I'm doing my own self-improvement, right? Being agile, it's about improving on yourself. So, but 10 things I'm going to discuss today, if you pay close attention to them and if you follow them, even if you have no IT background, even if you don't know what to do, trust me, within 90 days, you should be able to call yourself a Scrum Master. Hello, welcome to the Scrum ChatRoom with Dr. Francis Mbunya, and you know the rule. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button because we are dedicated to bringing you information that is real. We don't sugarcoat it, right? We tell you the way it is, and then you pick out what you want. And also, if you're a returning subscriber, always drop a comment, and feel free to share if this is actually benefiting you. Couple of rules. Today's Sunday, which is the 31st of July. Yeah. Oh, tomorrow is August, which I think if you take these 10 top tips that I'm going to give you seriously, definitely it's going to close the gap. But then those who are willing to be SAFe Scrum Master Certified, which I recommend you should, if you're not yet SAFe Scrum Master Certified, you're missing a lot in the market. And I know a lot of people are also SAFe Scrum Master Certified, but many people went through the wrong training. Yes, I've come across a lot of people that are SAFe Certified, and I said, "Oh, can you tell me the role of a Scrum Master during a PI planning side?" Okay, I got no idea. Oh, can you tell me what you do in breakout room one and how to coordinate dependency? Those are stuff that happen during PI planning, and those are stuff that you need to understand them if you have gone through a SAFe class. So if you've gone through a SAFe class and you don't know what an agile release train is, you don't know your role in coordinating with other Scrum Master, you have no idea on how to manage a program, but you have no idea between the difference on futures and stories and epics and capabilities, then you need to retake the class, maybe just for the knowledge, not for the certification, but for the knowledge. And that's one of the stuff that's already unique about our section. We don't just teach because we want to make money. Now, that's one thing I don't do. We teach because we wanted to understand. And we take our time to go through the processes, to go through the basics so that you can really get what you need, ask the question that you need to ask. So if you're one of those, we're starting a session tomorrow, is 1st of August. Our sessions run for 4 days, 4 evenings, 5 to 9 p.m. Central Time. Yeah. And definitely we do them at least twice a month, right? So if you're not opportune to attend this session, there should be another session coming up before the end of August. All right, enough of that. Let's go straight to our 10 questions for today. Now, the first of 10 tips for today, the first tip, which I want you to take very seriously, it's a very big mistake. A simple but very big mistake a lot of people do. They are not open. They already select what they want to learn. So number one tip, be open-minded. Be open-minded, especially if you're not a master. Now, what do I mean by be open-minded? There's this tendency, a lot of people reaching out to me like, "Oh, Dr. Francis, I need help, but I already know my resume is good, my LinkedIn is good. What I just need help in is in working out on my case study, and then I'm fine." And then I said to myself, okay, if your LinkedIn is good, your resume is good, case study is supposed to help you tighten up your LinkedIn and your resume. Then how come you're not good on a case study, right? And someone said, "Oh, look, I know my resume is fine. I don't need you to work on my resume. I know I'm good with question and answer. I just need a bit of practice." How can you be good in questions and answer when you're not implementing the reality, the practice in it? So the first thing I'm gonna advise anyone that wanna learn is to be open. Right now, the first thing in learning is not that someone know more than you. When someone is the teacher or master what they're doing and they're teaching, even if you feel like you understand more than that person, what is going to happen is that immediately you submit yourself to coaching, which is one thing a lot of people don't do. The reason why you belong in so many groups and nothing is happening is that though you're there, you're listening, you have not subjected yourself to coaching. Now, being part of a group and subjecting yourself to coaching is a whole different aspect. I can be part of a group and like, oh, this is not what I'm looking for. I was thinking they're going to create so much time for me. This is not what I'm looking for. I don't like the way that everyone answers questions. I don't like the way. So now, you are paying attention to the riot that is happening rather than paying attention to what you need. Now, those who pay attention to what they need, if I get to any environment, no matter how busy that environment is, I can get what I need in less than no time. Why? I'm focusing on me. It's not only about Scrum, it's a very practical role in life. I want to give you a typical example. If I don't drink beer, which is one of the stuff I don't do, and I get to this table, let's say for instance, and I can't find any drink that is not beer, I'm not going to complain about the fact that there is nothing. I already know that what I need is not there. So what am I going to do? Spend my energy on the aspect that is important. Or if I find just one there, I go there, I get the one that I need, and I look for what else is missing, or I ask questions to understand what else is missing. Simple mindset technique that is going to help you create a lot of shift. Rather than saying, oh, we are not doing this, we should do this, this is missing, this is not missing. Focusing on, okay, this is what I need, and this is what I'm missing. If you focus on this is what I need, this is what I'm missing, you understand the value of the person that's giving you that information. And now you can create the time now to be able to fill in that gap. That's how you go faster. Number 2, invest in yourself. It's very, very important if you want to be agile. Not no agile, if you want to be agile. Being agile is about talking on the aspect that concern you in agile. If you want to be a Scrum Master, you don't need to know Scrum. You need to be Scrum, right? Agile is about flexibility. Being a Scrum Master is about mastering the framework. For you to be able to master the framework, you need to see yourself as someone who is flexible to learn, who is open to learn. So, investing in yourself, what do I mean here? Join a mastermind community. If you look at the top business people that are succeeding, ask all of them what keep them successful. Mastermind. Either they are teaching somebody or they are part of a group that is helping them to be accountable. So sometimes we run on a world on our own that it's kind of really, really difficult for us to figure out what we're doing wrong. I've had scenario for people that join my mastermind community and in less than a week they're picking a job. Why? Because they thought they were doing everything right until when they get an evaluation and say, okay, look, this is completely not what they should be doing. Can you change A to B? And that was all they needed. All right. Does it mean that because they spend just 1 week, it's going to cost them less? No. Now, one thing you want to understand, especially for many of you that are in the field, sometimes it's like, oh, I need just 1 week. Can you just drop everything down to 1 week? Now, the value of what you get, especially within the mastermind, has nothing to do with time, have nothing to do with the amount of time someone is going to sit up with you. I want to give you an example. Just like we into the IT, right? We have 2 people working on the same story. One of them is a senior developer that has been building code for 20 years. Another is a junior developer that just completed and within their first 2 months of building that code. Now, that code is given to those 2 developers. Now, the junior developer can take 1 week to figure out what they need to do. The senior developer can do that in 5 minutes. What's the value? So what we don't pay attention to the value. And if you don't pay attention to the value, now you start focusing on time. We start focusing on the time that is being put in. What happened? You drop down the value aspect. And one of the things we pay attention to within the agile space is delivering incremental value every sprint, which means that it's not about the time we spend, it's about the value we're delivering. So I can talk to you for 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes can help you get a 6-figure job, which is Scrum. And then someone can be with you for 1 week, back to back, every day. And at the end of the day, there's nothing you get out of it. So what I tell people is like, to stay on the mastermind issue, it's not about how much time. Sometimes what you need is just like a 30 minutes that's going to turn around every stuff. But joining a mastermind community, first of all, help you to be accountable. Secondly, it makes you feel like you're investing in yourself. Investing in yourself. Another key example. Now we're going to be detailed today, but you really need this. We get into the month of October, we get into the month of August. You need more. You need more to get in. All right. Now, let's say you have two dresses. You bought one at 50,000 K and you bought the other one at, let's say, 50K, $50. Bought one let's say, let's go too far. Bought one, yeah, $50,000 and bought the other one, let's say, $50. The same thing, it does the same thing to your body, but just because of the value, there's a way you feel when you put on both of them. That's what just happened when you are investing. Someone says, oh, this is too expensive. I cannot afford these. Now, what you're doing is you're trying to place value. Now, I know the people that can truly not afford it. Doesn't mean that they can make it. No. At that time, anything that invests, let's say in entirety, I have just $100. Now, that is like the maximum I can afford. The value I'm going to have for that $100 is the same as someone that has 10 million and then they want to spend $1 million. The $100 is equivalent to $1 million for someone that has like 10 million. I have just $100. That is so valuable to me. So value doesn't really have so much to do about how, like, it has so much to do with how much you're getting out from what you have. Okay, so if it doesn't really hurt you, sometimes it's gonna be difficult. Now, I'll also give another example. We're now into coaching and not just getting Scrum. This is very important for you because sometimes it helps your mindset to think, well, you want to lose weight. The two things you do. First, you go to Planet Fitness. You pay $10 every month. All right, and then 3-4 months you don't even go there because $10, it doesn't even seem like nothing's leaving your account. Right. Secondly, you want to lose weight. You hire a personal trainer. You're paying a personal trainer for a session about $150, which means that in a month you're spending above $1,000 for that personal trainer. Are you just going to sit back and fold your leg and say, okay, you know what, I don't feel like going to my personal trainer today, I can go another day? No. What's the difference? Value. All right, that's the second point. Now, the third point is understanding Scrum in practice. Also a gap for many people. Scrum in practice is not about theoretically talking about all the events. At least see how, when we say you're facilitating a daily stand-up, how it happens on a Jira board, on a Rally board, on an Azure DevOps board. At least have a feel of it. Just see someone move those stories, then try to visualize and link it up to the theory. When we say sprint planning, I know you can, or iteration planning, I know you can tell me, oh, I do this, the first thing I do, but then visualize. See how someone is doing an actual sprint planning, how we move things from year to year, and just a practical illustration. which means that not only look at Q&A, look at where we have demonstration, look at the board, look at why we are moving stuff from left to right, look at why some stuff are taking longer in a place. Understand that is very important. If you check up our practicing community, which I'm going to put a link there, I did a demo for Scrum in practice, because I did Scrum in practice, which I eventually kind of look at all of this event and I illustrate what is happening to them, what you do as a Scrum Master when you're looking at the board. So you can check that out, and you should be able to do that on the Scrum in practice. Number 4, it's beyond having the right resume. Scrum is not about getting Scrum done, not about having recruiter calls. I have people that have more than 15 interviews and they're not going anywhere. So you can have a very beautiful resume. Your resume is going to help you to be called, right? They call you, oh, so your resume, we like it and we want to. But after that, what's going to happen? When they sit with you and they were excited about your resume, and they want someone that, oh wow, this is gonna be a good fit, and they get you on board. And it's like, okay, we saw that you're a good fit. Can you give us an idea on how you do vertical story slicing during the sprint planning? And she was like, oh, what I do is I talk to my PO, then my PO, I make sure my PO as prioritize the backlog, and then we look at what we need to work on, and then we set a goal, and then our stories are okay. Okay. Now the interviewer's like, this is a very awesome resume, but I can see the match between the person having the resume and the person talking. So it's beyond having a good resume. So some people are like, oh, my resume is a problem. If I get my resume, everything's going to be fine. You get your resume, you start getting interviews, but then you're unable to handle them, right? Now, sometimes, which is also in addition to, is beyond the resume, what you need is the confidence. Some people also know what to say, but they're not too sure. So like when someone emphasizes, like, tell me about story slicing, it's like, oh wait, vertical story slicing. Say, okay, vertical story slicing, which is, this is the right answer. Okay guys, vertical story slicing simply means that each story that is in your backlog is contributing to the increment that we're delivering at the end of the sprint. If the story is not vertically sliced, it's horizontally sliced. Horizontally means that we're not so much paying attention on if it's going to add to the increment, which means that I can work on a story, but then it's going to contribute to an increment that's coming up in the next 2-3 months. I don't care about that, right? Because I'm more focused on date to date, I'm more focused on date. But with vertical story slicing, I'm focusing on, is it adding to the increment that's coming at the end of the sprint? Okay, so we'll learn that now. So, which is why I says beyond going through the getting through the resume. I'm also kind of just talking a bit about resume there. A lot of people add so many stuff on your resume that you cannot defend. If you cannot go through your resume and have an interview line by line, I see that you put here that helping to cross-functional team in the managing a project from end to end. All right, what will you understand by cross-functional team? And you say, oh, cross-functional team means a performing team. No, it doesn't mean a performing team. Cross-functional team just simply means that if the team has everything they need to complete the job, they don't need to go outside of the team to look for extra resources, right? So all Scrum team should be cross-functional. If they're not cross-functional, then there is a gap that needs to be filled. Okay, perfect. So you realize that we need to talk more. It's going to go out beyond the resume. The fact that your resume is up, you're getting calls, and doesn't really mean any stuff. Understand that resume, but also you need to get a resume that's doing the work for you, right? Perfect. Now, number 5, learn a technical skills. Learn a technical skill, very important. Now, if you pushing through Scrum and it seems difficult, go ahead and learn maybe how to code. Go ahead and learn maybe Java, learn Python. You don't need to do a full course. Just dedicate yourself in understanding when they talk about a bit of technicality. What is it going to be? When you stretch yourself like that, it opens up your thinking. And now, when we're talking about Scrum, we're talking about how those code are being written, how software being developed, and these are the tools that are being used to build material. So if you're not getting things, stretch yourself, learn a technical skill. If you learn a technical skill, or just go ahead and learn about a bit more detail about DevOps and about the different environment. It gives you now a reason on understanding to focus more. Now you can pick, you say, oh, my team was one of the tools my team was using was Java. Now, if you take some time to study Java, you'll be able to understand in what scenario Java is being used. And now when you talk as a Scrum Master, you can add at least a bit of technicality into your conversation. It pushes you far ahead, and it helps you to stay on top of your game. All right. Number 6, treat rejection as opportunities. A lot of people are kind of, you got a rejection, no, we move on with another candidate. I like, you know what, another bad day. I just don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to go to bed. I just want to take a break. I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know why. All right. That is one of the reasons why you are not getting it. Right. Let me teach you a bit of trick about a mindset. The reason I can handle 500 students, right, and not get overwhelmed is because of my mindset. Now, I don't treat, when I meet with someone, I don't treat that as work. I treat that as a conversation. If you have a friend, right, which you've been a very long time, you guys, not even a very close friends, you know, you can talk to that person back to back the whole day, you're not bored. And even when you feel like drained, what happened? You look for someone that you can talk to and just feel like, wow, after talking to you, I feel better, right? That's how I treat every conversation. I know that I'm learning and I'm also helping someone to be much better. So my goal is, how can I see this person happy at the end of the day? Right. So at that stage, I'm already understand that it's about adding value. It's about making someone happy. When someone is happy, then I'm happy. So when I'm having like back-to-back meetings, trying to help people to navigate through the resumes, trying to help people to understand what practice means, try to help people to build their case study, try to look at their resume and make sure that they get some sense on their resume, I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm having a conversation. So the way I treat it is the way my mind conditioning. But if I look at it like, oh, it's a very busy day. First, I've put so much constraint, or I've put so much stress on my mind, and my mind is trying to accommodate that. So first, I don't treat that as work. I treat that as having conversation. And that is why if I'm having a conversation with you and you're trying to make it difficult and make it complex, definitely you don't have a space in my space. Why? Because that's getting toxic. So I kind of eliminate that, right? Why? Because it's not just about me teaching, it's about me also getting my own right frame of mind. It's about me being able to get now that space to create. I wouldn't want you to come to my space and then after going I feel like, oh, this was this, I didn't do this. No, it's a very equal opportunity space. I'm not obliged to work with you if I feel like you bring in a toxic environment. No, it's definitely a no go zone. The same way, now if someone say no, it doesn't, that's just an idea. Some people, they go ahead and tweaking their resume because a recruiter called them and said, oh, your resume doesn't have your project, your resume doesn't have this. That is just an opinion of one person. And that one person is doing that because they want to be able to sell you to an extra person. And you, because of that feedback, you take that, you tweak back your resume. And then someone else say, oh, you need to add AWS. You say, oh, how can I add AWS? You go add that in your resume. Someone say, oh, we're looking for someone that have a security background. You go and add that on your resume. And so, what are you doing? you are putting yourself under pressure that very soon that pressure is going to get you into, how do I call it? It might get you into depression. You're trying to be who you are not. I often tell people, if a recruiter call you and say, "Oh, we need someone with an with an IT background," tell them, "Okay, look, with a technical background," tell them, "Okay, look, what I understand about Scrum is that we don't have to be technical to help the people we need to help. We have to have we need to understand the business value. So let's talk about business value. But if you want me to start building code and start getting into a different environment, that's definitely what I'm looking for. But if you're looking for someone that can help your team deliver value, they can help you. And they will be willing to negotiate with you. Why? Because sometimes when they say they need someone with a technical environment, technical expertise, what this simply means is because a lot of people that call themselves Scrum Master get into the market and they know nothing. They don't even know how to drag a story across the board. They don't even know what to say if they need to facilitate a meeting. They know extremely nothing. So recruiters are also getting like really, really tedious, really hard, because it's difficult for them to put a point. It's difficult for them to really say that, oh, this is gonna help XYZ, or this, but difficult for them to know who is real. Yeah, I've had a situation that just happened a couple of months ago. Then, not in my company, one of my friend's company, and the person got in, and then the manager wrote back to the recruiting agency like, okay, you know what, you need to send your Scrum Master to go take more training, and we want to give you about a month. If you can send them to go get more training and send them back, we'll be able to continue with your candidate. If not, can you look for us a replacement? What's happening? That person did not take enough time to understand what they were doing. And this is also what happened. I was talking about rejection, kind of going a whole wider, but I hope you're trying to catch what I'm saying, right? So that is a situation where we're not paying attention to rejection. We'll pay like, oh, I want to get it. And now we're not paying attention to why are they rejecting us. Sometimes it's because we're not being able to catch up with all the technical details. If you keep having rejection, it means there is something you're doing wrong. If you talk to recruiters and they don't move on with you, then the way you're conversing, have someone listen to the way you talk. When a couple of people come to me and I say, okay, look, let's see where you are, and I ask about 3-4 questions. I don't need to, sometimes 1-2 questions. The way you respond, I can already tell you where you are. So it's very important. All right, let me try to wrap up in less than 5 minutes. So the next one, number 7, is that you need to be SAFe certified. SAFe Scrum Master Certification, even if you're not working in a SAFe environment, is a very big plus. There's so much that is being taught in SAFe that you won't find it in the normal Scrum curriculum. So you want to be SAFe Scrum Master Certified. We do offer certification training, and schedules more like in every 2 weeks. So every time you reach out to us, like, oh, we want your next certification, you're gonna have it. Now, number 8, be consistent. Sometimes all you need is more time. You're rushing too much. Be consistent. Sometimes all you need is more time. That's all what I'm going to say there. And number 9, set up your own bot. Set up your own Scrum bot. You want to learn how you can get some of this software for free. You can create your own Jira bot for free. I think I've not created a free Rally or Azure DevOps. I don't know if they have a free version, but set something that you can practice on. You can even set your own maybe just a physical bot in your own space, and try to visualize how a calendar look like. Set your own calendar, set your own Jira board, give names to people working on the ticket. Try to move it. You're getting yourself closer to the reality. Very, very important. And number 10, learn more Or create your own project. I say create your own board, which is creating a Jira board. Then number 10, create your own project. If you have, say you're working as a Scrum Master, imagine a project. Try to write it out. Don't just have it in your head. Try to write it out. Try to figure out what could be the stories under this project. Try to figure out what could be the timeline. I know you probably would say, oh, this is a bit more technical, but it's not. What is it helping you to do? What it's helping you to do is to visualize, if you even understand what a project or a product is like, and if you even understand what the different part of it is like. When you don't try to do something, what you do, you feel like you know and you don't know any stuff. You can only know when you start doing it, right? Sometimes just take your camera, put it the same way I'm putting it, and then try to say, okay, today I want to do a video about how to run a daily stand-up, and see how you talk in front of the mirror, right? And then just doing that is going to help you to improve. All right, this was 30 minutes, quite some time for me, but I hope this was really, really useful. And for those who watch right to the end, so if you're watching right to this end at this point and you feel like you need more extra coaching, you need to be in an environment that helps you to fulfill all of these 10 aspects that I've listed, then send me a message. I'm going to leave my number on the screen. Be very specific that I watch your video which was posted on this day and talking about this aspect, and I'm willing to learn this aspect and boost them up. And if you do that, which means that only those who watch this video to the end will be able to get that. For people that are doing 1 minute or 2 minutes, they don't get that. Some of the most important information I give them at the end of my video, but don't skip right to the end to watch the video next time. So if you can do that, and you're not yet part of my community, what you just need to say, I watch a video on the 10 things you should do in order to get in a Scrum Master job within 90 days. And you are going to have a special discount to join our community in the first 2 weeks of August. In the first 2 weeks of August 2022. In the first, I'm emphasizing that because some people come and watch a promotion that I did, maybe a one-off promotion, and say, oh, well, what's your promotion on this? So I always try to specify the date. All of this stuff is as I can only help as many people as I have the space, right? Why? Because value is very important to me. It's not just about having you in my community, it's about making sure that we're having the result. All right, I hope this was helpful, and if it was, do not forget to click the like button, drop a comment, and just say, okay, thank you, coach, for sharing. I want to know who is watching. I want to know who is appreciating. I want to know who want to push me to do more video. And I'll see you in the next video.